Hey everybody! In this video, I'm actually going to be doing very aggressive tapping and scratching on this gorgeous box. It's a box that I received water bottles in. It just sounds so good. So I'm gonna do a whole video tapping around and scratching on all of the different elements. And I will just softly speak with you guys. Knowing myself, I'll likely start to tell you some stories. So this is the brand El. And that's how it's written in Arabic. I've got my candy cane nails on, which I love, you guys. These nails really took me by surprise. I have always been using this same brand, but I've never used this particular, series from them. I don't know really what to call it. It's their Impress nails. It's really odd because I thought I had tried a pack of their Impress nails a while back, but they were different from these for sure because they did not come prepared the way these were. They came just like a regular nail, but they had like sticker options inside the package, and I could use the stickers to stick them on, and they didn't come with glue. So I thought that's what all the Impress versions, or like I said, like this, what do they call that with them? They have like different things that come out. What are those called? Not episodes, that's a TV show. Like drop the new line, you know, when people drop a new line. Anyway, in their like collection, that's kind of the same idea. But this Impress thing, I was not actually very impressed by it at all. They were very thin nails. They didn't work well for ASMR. And so I never really gave them a shot again. And then I was in the US and I was purchasing a bunch of Kiss brand nails, a few off-brand, but mainly Kiss brand. And I accidentally picked up an Impress set and didn't even realise it. I think because I was so mesmerised by the candy canes, and this was the set. So I'm like, when I realised it, I was like, oh no, maybe I should return it. And then I was like, it's okay, I'll just, I'll try to do what I can with them, Well, when I opened up the pack, they had very thick stickers attached to the nails. And when I say thick and sturdy, I mean like it's some kind of technology that they came up with that once you put that on your nail, I think they could have stayed there for 3 to 4 weeks, honestly. They were really, really strong. The attachment was solid. I never felt like they were going to pop off. I did apply a bit of glue after putting them on my nails, just to the back of the nail where it touches the pad of my finger, if that makes sense. So the back of the nail where the pad of my fingers, I put like a little glue there, and that's just because I've had like issues in the past with nails kind of pulling on things. It wasn't because the stickers weren't super strong, it was just for an extra set of protection. maybe falling off at some point. I thought they would be thinner. No, these are so strong. And just seem to just want to stay on forever. So I can't figure out what the difference between like this line of impressed nails is and the other one was. I'm sure I'm missing something, but these were great. If you're looking for a set of nails to just pop on without glue, oh my gosh, they're amazing. Just make sure it's the kind that the sticker or sticky portion is already attached to the nail. There was just like a little line and you had to pull off and then attach it. So easy, so quick. If you're new to the channel, I'm not sponsored by them. I just have always used this brand and I really like them. So just FYI, thought I should say that because I've been going on and on about it. The edge kind of sounds nice. So I anticipate removing these to be a bit more difficult if you do it the way that the instructions say to do it. It's kind of like put a little nail polish remover on the edges and peel it off, but these are really stuck on there. I don't think it would be that simple, and I think I would suggest to take them off in the way that you would take off a glued nail, which is to file down the top coat of the nail and soak them in acetone. I have a little pot that it comes with these little brushes inside the pot and acetone inside, and you just soak the tip of your finger there where the nail is, and then use the brushes on the inside of the pot to kind of get off the debris, get off the nail. That's how I get off my nails on a regular basis when I use fake nails glued on. And I would probably suggest just going the same route with these, because pulling them off could be, you know, if it's like a one-time thing for you, it probably isn't a big deal. But since I do it all the time, I feel like I would pull on my nail too much and mess with my nail beds and stuff. So I don't know if I told you guys this, but when I was in the US, I suddenly received a box in the mail, and that was odd because I don't live there, and if I ever receive a box when I'm there, it's because I ordered it through Prime to that address for myself while I'm there to get something that I need to bring back with me to Egypt or something, right? So my family member comes up to me and is like, oh, this box is for you. I was like, I didn't order anything, that's odd. And then I noticed it was a Kiss brand box, like it said Kiss on it, and I was like, did I accidentally order some nails? Like, and the reason I thought that was because before I left for the US, I thought to myself, maybe I want to purchase some nails because they're really hard to find in Egypt, and when you find them, you can find them in like every pharmacy here, but it's all the exact same 3 sets that you can find everywhere, and there's literally like 3 sets, so it's not very exciting. So sometimes before I visit the US, I'll purchase nails from Amazon or from the actual Kiss website and send them to my family's home, so that I have them when I get there, can bring them back with me, and I get like a large amount, because like I said, I can't find them here, and I don't go to the US that often, travel outside of Egypt that often, so I kind of need to like gather as many as I can before I come back. So I had kind of been looking through their websites before leaving for the US, and I found like a few that were kind of cool, and I put them in my basket, maybe even 8 or so, but of those 8, I think only 4 really stood out to me. I wasn't finding that many new options or things that stood out, and so I kind of put it on the back burner because my trip came up really last minute, and I just didn't have time to follow through with that. So suddenly when this box arrived, my brain was like, did I accidentally press purchase or something? Like, I don't think I could have accidentally pressed purchase and accidentally put my credit card information in and accidentally put the address I want this to go to. I don't know, like, it was all, because it was from their website and not through Amazon. Like, I had to like put all my information, etc. So my head was like spinning because I opened it up and there were like 8 boxes or so, maybe even 10, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of money that I just accidentally spent. What did I do? I mean, I'm like, well, I can use them, they kiss nails, but I didn't plan on this, you know, wasn't quite in the budget, and I had already bought some in the US, because I kind of thought, since I didn't get to do it online, I'm going to buy some in the stores in the US, so I'd already bought some. That was sort of the problem I was facing. So for a while, I have some of my little ones around me, the kids in my life, I call them little, so they're like, with, I don't know, playing a game or something when that came, and I was like, you guys, we need to stop and check my bank statement immediately. So we like stop, and they're sitting around me, and I'm like scrolling through, and I'm like talking to them and like explaining to them, and they're totally enthralled, like having fun. Just scrolling through my bank statement, and they're like, what happened? Okay, what are you doing now? And what's that? And what's that? So I look and I'm like, I don't see a purchase from this company, you guys. And they, they don't really know what I'm talking about, but they're like, oh, okay. And so then I'm like, okay. So I look on their website to see like my account, any purchases. And I open it up, and it's like sitting there still with the same items in my basket that I had put before. So I'm like, I didn't purchase them. What in the world is this box? So I had already opened it at that point just to see if it triggered a memory of like, okay, these are the ones I purchased. But when I looked through, a few looked familiar, but for sure there were a few I never would have purchased because they're more expensive. They're like Majesty line, and I'm like, that I've never purchased from them but once, and they're too expensive. I wouldn't have purchased them. And there were 3 of them in the box. So I was like, no, what happened? And I think it took me about 30 minutes looking through bank statement, looking here and there. And finally it hit me. I remembered my best friend, the one that I visit in France sometimes, she had told me, like, before I left, she's like, I sent you your Christmas present. And in my mind I thought, it might be some cute small thing she sent. I didn't imagine she would order this amazing. I mean, like, this is, to me, it's very expensive, and it's a very, very generous gift. And so it hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, did she send me nails from the brand she knows I love? Like, did she go on their website, choose them, send them to my family's address, knowing what time I would be here? Turns out it was her. And I sent her a Marco Polo. That's an app that we do video messages to each other. Like, basically all day we do videos back and forth, play-by-plays of our lives. And so she gets a message from me with like my jaw dropped. I'm pretty sure I didn't talk for like the first minute, and I was like, I don't know how to say this because I don't want to if you didn't send this to me, this would be super awkward. So I don't want to show my excitement yet, just in case you didn't send this, but did you send me a box of a lot of kiss nails that are amazing? Let me know, and then I'll respond. And she got back to me, she's like, yeah, that was from me. So then I messaged her and was like, that was amazing. I looked at the website before I left and I tried to find some good ones and I only found like a few. How did you get all these amazing nails? Because there were like 3 or 4 that I didn't recognize from searching through the whole website. So she found these like great nails and it was amazing and I was so excited. So it was my best friend. So sweet of her. When I visited her last in France, I'm just thinking of the gift that I got for her last. And it's a funny comparison. I got her this necklace. Some of you already know what I'm going to say because you saw it in like the videos I've done in the past before I went to see her. So my nickname for her is the BS detector without using the abbreviated version. I call her the BS detector because she truly is. It's amazing. She can catch BS on anyone at any time, and I love it about her. So we've joked about this for quite some time now, and I wanted to get her a necklace that just said BS detector but written out fully, and I wanted it to be in hieroglyphics because I wanted it to be an inside joke between us where she knows what it says, but to most people it just looks like she has something written in hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics is what like the old writing of Egypt was. Okay, so they're often little pictures, and each picture is equal to a sound. So instead of like the letters we have, it might be like a bird that equals the sound of B, or etc. So I wanted to get it in hieroglyphics, so she could wear it all the time. And so I go to my favourite place in Egypt called ASMRVilla. It's an outdoor bazaar, and I find a person that makes these, and he says, okay, write down, what you want written. I was like, it's sort of long, it's a phrase, it's not just that most people get like their names written, right? And so if I told them my name, I said, okay, I want Villa written, they would come back with the equivalent of the hieroglyphics. That's the whole point of it, to give you your name in hieroglyphics. So we do this whole negotiation of prices. My boyfriend was even on the phone talking to him to make sure he's not giving me too high of a price, which was really sweet because it was kind of expensive. And we wanted it to be nice for her, So we had everything figured out. We got all the details ironed out. And if you know anything about Egypt or this part of the world, it's a long negotiation process. It's not like, here's the price, let's go. It's literally negotiating the price on every bit, the chain, the actual thing, what colour. It's a very long-winded process. And so I finally finished the whole process. I'm excited. I've paid one fee up front, and then I have to wait until it's ready and go back and pick it up and pay the remainder. So I come back when it's ready. I've already paid one fee up front, and I open it up, and it's written in English. It literally spells out BS detector, but like I said, I'm doing acronyms, I'm keeping it shorthand for you guys, but it says it's spelled out. And I died laughing. I just died laughing. I was like, sir, in Arabic, like, this is supposed to be in hieroglyphics. That's the whole point of your shop. That's what everyone here comes, right? And his eyes just like widened in fear, like, oh my gosh, what did I do? And he's like, I don't know why, my brain just like, because it was different than normal than just a name, I thought like you would just want that written, but you're right, that makes no sense, that's my whole job. And he's like, I can redo it, which it's kind of a big process. It takes a long time. I'd already been there for a while, had to wait for a while, come back. And I kind of found it hilarious, like at the bottom of my soul, hilarious. So I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to bring this to her. So I did. And I brought the gift to her. And I love the gift literally comes with like a key, an alphabet key. So you can look at it and know what it says in English according to the key that it gives you, showing which hieroglyphic equals which letter or letters, etc. And so it's just hilarious that that's literally what they give you. It comes with a key, but I didn't need a key because he wrote it in English. And it says that just wide open for everyone to see, which is hysterical. So I gave it to her, and I gave her a little backstory before she opened it, and then she and her husband, when they saw it, they just fell over laughing. And so the reason I tell that story is because I never told her the price of it. Of course, it was a gift, but maybe she realized it was actually a pricey gift. Like, I never buy people expensive gifts. I'm like a $20 gift person. Like, that's my max that I can do usually. But this girl's like my ride or die and has been there for me through everything. I was just like, I'm going to pay extra for her because this is just fun. It's meaningful between us. It's our like joke. And that was before I knew it was going to say it in English. However, in the spur of the moment, I thought it was hilarious, and I kind of felt bad. I didn't want to have to redo it because I actually felt like he would be wasting his product, and for him, that's kind of a big deal. Like, it would be a very expensive mistake for him, and these people don't make a ton, so it's kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to make you redo that. Anyway, so I brought it to her, and she has it now, and I keep thinking to myself, like, she got me such an incredibly generous gift, and maybe she somehow realised that that necklace was, because it's silver, but I told her it's silver, like it won't turn green on you, but like I kept thinking, you sent me like 10 pairs of kiss nails, that's really expensive, that's like with shipping and everything, like that's like almost $100 probably. So I was just kind of blown away by that. And I was just thinking, maybe she realised that was expensive or something. I don't know. Not that she would only give me an expensive gift if I gave her one. That's not how we roll. But I just couldn't. She's actually so extremely generous. So it's probably just what she wanted to do. She's just never done it before, really, like that. Like she's generous. She gives nice gifts to people and stuff. But we don't usually exchange pricey gifts to each other. Like, that's not really how we do it. So anyway. Well, there you go. I said you might get a story. I think I gave you like 3 based on the candy cane nails. The good news is she's got a necklace that says BS detector on it, and I've got nails that I can use. She was laughing and like trying to figure out, who can I actually wear this around and who can I not. In France, they might not find it super funny. So, speaking of gifts, we've got Christmas coming up. Are there any gifts that you're excited about giving to someone? Or is there any gift that you've asked for that you're hoping you get, that you're excited about? If you have time and aren't falling asleep yet, or just like watching this during the day, I'd love to know what gift it is that you're excited to give or receive, so feel free to tell me below. But not if you're like falling asleep or resting. My goal is to have you sleep and rest. it's getting like super bent. I mean, it wasn't great in the first place, as you can see here. But I just love the sounds of a cardboard box like this. So these usually come in like a pack of 12 1.5 litre water bottles. I always drink from water bottles here in Egypt. I also use the water from the bottles to wash all of my fruits and vegetables that will be eaten raw. So lettuce, or if I'm gonna like slice up a cucumber and have it in a salad, tomatoes, etc., I'll always use the bottled water to rinse it. The tap water here, for foreigners like myself, can make you quite sick, so you have to be a bit careful about that. Many Egyptians also have like filters that they use to filter their water. They wouldn't get sick from the tap water because the systems like have all the specific bacteria and everything that have been with them since their childhood, so most Egyptians wouldn't get sick from the tap water. But because I'm a foreigner and I've not grown up with the same specific bacteria and such in the water, I can get quite sick when I drink water in developing countries for the most part. So that's something I have to be aware of. It's not that every sip you would get sick from, but within, let's say, a couple of weeks, if you were to drink the tap water, being a foreigner, you would likely get sick within those 2 weeks at least once. I had to do the same thing when I lived in India, but it was not as convenient when I was there, and it was not, just not really a thing overall to have like bottled waters in the area that I lived, because I lived in a really small village, and so we actually had a man that came on a cart with a donkey once a week or something, and he would bring large bottles of water, but like the kind that you put in like a tank. What are those called? You know, you have seen like dentist's office and like businesses where you have a little cup and you can get a little bit of water, those things. And that's what I used for my water when I was there. And any foreigners who visited the school that I was at, that's what they would use also. But like someone had to like bring it to the school once a week, and we would just pay for it. So at one point I just decided, like, I didn't know how long I was going to live there. It had already been maybe a year and a half, and I was like, I need to get used to the water just to make things more simple. I had spoken to other foreigners who've lived in India now for like 20 years of their life, and they were like, at some point we just bit the bullet and just started drinking the water, and you get sick 3, 4, 5 times within your body again. Has this amazing ability to, in a sense, you build up a tolerance for it. I won't get into detail to the science, but your body over time then has this bacteria and it has gotten that sickness, etc. And you don't get sick from it anymore. So I tried that after a year and a half, and it took probably 1 month before I got sick. So like I said, it's not every sip, but you just kind of know it will come at some point, and it's not fun. I'll leave it at that. And after that I was like, yeah, no thanks, I'm gonna keep going with paying for the bottled water. And that was a good decision because I was only there for about 6 months more at that point, so it wouldn't have really been worth it. I would have just kept getting sick. So it's much easier to get these bottled waters now. They're very cheap here in Egypt. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the aggressive, fast scratching and tapping, and the stories. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day or night, and I hope to see you in the next video. So bye for now, you guys. Thank you so much for everything.